Looks like I'm live. Oh, that's laggy. Looks like I'm live. Okay. Hello everyone, or no one. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to be doing something a little, well, before I start explaining what I'm going to be doing, I don't know what's going on with my internet connection, but OBS, the kilobytes per second that it's streaming is flashing like a rave. Like, it's kind of yellow, dark orange, red, lime green, normal green, orange. Like, it's flickering all over the place. I don't know what's going on with my connection, but basically expect this to stutter, stop, or crash entirely at any second. Secondly, I'm going to be doing some modeling and hopefully animation if I have the time to do it. It doesn't actually look that bad on the stream. Maybe it's fine. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, because the reason for that is because I've just kind of, more or less, I knew ahead of time, but I've discovered that in the new year I am going to be excessively busy. Like, when I say excessively busy, I mean there will be, for sure, in the first 2 weeks of, or 2 months of the year, there will be 2 weeks where I won't even be here. Like, I'll be on the mainland in some weird ass place. Like I won't be able to. Basically, I'm gonna need to make, just to be safe, 2 months worth of content ready to go for the new year. And one of the things I need for that is an outro to the new series I'm starting, which is Home Safety Hotline. Seemed like a fun game. It is kind of fun. I've played it a little bit already. And I'm going to be playing that out. That's going to be kind of the new series that's starting, so I'm going to need an outro for that, and I figured might as well make that on stream, because that'd be kind of cool. I don't know how far we're going to get. I might just get to finish all of the props I need. I don't know if I'll actually be able to get it animated in this stream, or if I'll run out of time for that. Oh, yeah. Also, I've got, in case anyone's wondering, this is just the overlay of the outro bits so that I can make sure it's framed well and that nothing's going to cover up anything important. And I've already gone to the trouble of texturing a little office tile set here with a little vent, lights with an emission texture, walls, of course, carpet and ceiling. So I'm basically good to start. I just need to make a few more props as I've got listed there. So first one is going to be the cubicle, because I could potentially reuse a chair. That's a possibility. Phone is definitely necessary, because that's a big part of the game. I'm thinking a filing cabinet just for, you know, extra props. Oh, hang on, I forgot that it does that. 1 second. I don't know if when I append stuff, it's going to show my whole file browser, but I don't really want that, because I've got a few secret projects. Well, no, you guys know about the projects, but I've got a few things that, you know, kind of want to keep secret. I just remember that I need a few more props here that I've already made. Let's do that. You guys don't really need to see this. It's not very interesting. It's just importing. What else do I have here? There's a few things I think I would need just to decorate stuff, because I'm not going to have that much things in here. So let's see. What do I think I would need for a supernatural phone call center? Oh, hello. For the moment, I'm gonna go with no. I'm animating the outro for a video series that's gonna be coming up on my channel. What is it? What's it? Home Safety Hotline. I keep forgetting that. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna need a cross. That's probably important for supernatural entities. And where are my guns? Let's go with... Actually, hang on. Oh, what was it called? There, okay. I can bring this back on. Got everything I need. File box. Jesus. Oh, that's not the right one. Where's that? Where's the bone? Jesus, a gun, and a computer. Yeah, I don't know if this is... I'm not gonna promise anything. I might be making some models and character models at the moment that may possibly end up in me attempting to make a video game. Absolutely zero guarantees on that, though, because I've never tried making a video game, so I don't know the first thing about it. But it is not impossible that that's going to happen, if all things work out. Need to expand this a bit. Just so I have a bit more floor to deal with. Shit. Okay. I'll just... I don't know where any of this stuff is anymore. There. Okay. So... making a cubicle, I think. Oh, thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure how tall to make this. Because... I don't want too much to be visible over the top of it, because then I just have to make more environment, which I don't want to do. I want to have as little work as possible. So... okay, if I'm sitting down, get the controls. Say about there. That's probably a decentish height for a cubicle. I'm gonna keep at it at this height, just to see. Still not entirely sure how big I want this to be. I think the inside... hang on. Let me just do this again while I import more objects. I'm thinking I want this to be a corner desk type thing. it doesn't necessarily need to be. It's more just trying to determine... It's not... Oh, I will say, one of those things about... I should hide all these props. They're just gonna get in the way. That... Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, this not really problem, but thing I have to deal with this is I haven't... I kind of wing the animations at the end of my videos. I don't really plan them out in any real regard. Like, I have an idea of what I want them to be, but, like, composition-wise, absolutely no clue. I just kind of make it up as I go, so... It's a little bit hard figuring out what you need for it when you don't even know what it's going to look like. But I do think I want a corner desk sort of situation. And that... Hang on. 3 feet wide. One of these grid cells I'm more or less considering to be 1 foot. It's not entirely correct, but it's close enough. Oh, right. Okay. Wait, what have I done? I haven't done anything. That's actually correct. Never mind. I completely lost the plot immediately. So I think that's maybe... Yeah, let's do that. And... Okay. That again so I can actually see what I'm doing. Why is that skinny? I thought... It doesn't seem right. Let's get the... computer props. This is one of those things I absolutely love about 3D animation, is you can just reuse assets. Like, this is... where's the bone? There it is. This is just the computer model I made for the outro, the Signalis outro, and I just recolored it white. And I could just reuse it like that. It's fantastic. That is the thing I'll never... In terms of aesthetic, I definitely prefer 2D animation. But for actually doing it, nothing beats 3D animation. Like, I've done 2D in college, and I've done a video on my main channel. It's very tedious. That looks very looks high for a desk. Like, that actually seems... Hang on, I'm at a desk. That actually seems right, weirdly enough. Oh, hello, Cake. How's it going? Let's see. Actually, another thing I need to take into account is whether the camera can fit in this space. I think that's the angle I want. Something like that, at least. I think I'm going to raise the wall a little bit. That feels a bit better. Okay. Now, where are my props here? Always need your office gun, just in case the demons manage to get through the phone. Oh, stop spinning. Just Blender. I don't currently have any other software. I still need to get, was it Blockbench or Model Bench? I can't, one of the two. I do need to try those Minecraft modeling things out, but at the moment, I don't think you were here when I was explaining my situation. Basically, I've got to have 2 months worth of videos more or less already made and ready to be uploaded by the new year, because I might be there's a few times with my job I'm gonna have to be staying over at a hotel on the mainland, so I won't be able to upload. So I need to get everything set up way ahead of time. It's a little bit of a pain, but at the same time, I think it might be kind of fun. Provided I'm not working myself to death, which I very well might be, all things considered. But that's how it goes sometimes. How does a cubicle usually work? I'm assuming 1, 2, 3. 7 is not a number I like. Usually I'd want it to be like 8. Okay, this is good though, because at this angle, I don't need to copy the cubicle and have an infinite row of them. Kind of wasted time texturing the floor though, didn't I? Kind of knew that I wouldn't be able to see it from that angle, but I did anyways. Okay. This needs to be bigger. Inside is going to be 8 by 8. I don't think that's standard for a cubicle. That seems actually rather large. But I kind of need the space to move the camera a little bit further back. And check the... wherever it is in this mess of folders. The folders were a neat idea, but it sure didn't last long in keeping things organized. Ah, right. It's actually not bad. Can you see the wall? Really can't. That's actually very good because I don't like modeling walls. They're kind of a pain in the ass. Where'd my pillar go? Cannot see that. Go. Right. That's over there, so I'm trying to gauge what is going to be in frame. Just do this. Okay, can't see the borders of any of that. Good. That's right there. Why does that look like it's not connecting? No, it is. Okay. Oh, wait, I didn't extend that far enough. Perfect. Now... yeah, let's just... for no particular reason, there is actually a reason for it. This is a good thing to do because then I can see where the lights are going to be further along. Let's do that, 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 and that. Seems right. Fuck. That pillar is not gonna work there. You go... yeah, there's good. Now I need the lights. Wherever they may be. Okay. That looks pretty good, I think. Maybe hang on, let me see if adding more lights over... Where would that be? There. There, and there. Like, can you see that from here? Okay, yeah, that looks good. It looks kind of dark, but also light enough that it doesn't seem like abandoned or anything. It's kind of got a good middle ground of creepiness. Ooh, shit, there goes my perfectly placed camera. I need to turn that off. Yeah, good enough. How does that feel? Okay, what if I do absorption? Hang on. Is it? Oh, what the hell? What's in the way of my camera that makes it look so... Oh, hang on. Maybe it looked... That feels... too foggy, but if I do that... That looks... I like that. What if I go... Can I go more? Okay, that I like. That's kind of a... Like... That feels like kind of a working after hours lighting. I quite like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to... Let's see, decorate this a bit. Definitely need Jesus to save us from the Celtic cryptids. I feel like I'm gonna need some other sort of warding type things. Like what else would be... I need like a Celtic knot type thing. Ooh. That's... No, why did I spell it with a K? I should have a calendar. Okay, that's gonna be, hang on, adding to the list. How do you, I don't know how the hell you spell calendar. Excuse me. Okay. So calendar, I think, will go over here. Don't want to move the camera, but hang on, let me just see if I bring myself over here. Stapler is a good one. Sticky notes are also good because that could literally be one square. Man, that is, why is that so high? That is way too high for a desk. Hang on. That should be like... I'm gonna leave it for now. That's definitely too... I'm sure that's too high. We're gonna go with it. Okay, yeah, I do need a coffee cup. Just... hang on. Get rid of that for the moment. Get the... I feel like the music's getting a bit louder than it was when I started this. Nope, what the hell? Oh, right. There we go, that's better. One second, I've modeled several chairs now. Let me bring one of them in to see where, like, it's one of those weird things that I realize that if, like, this is kind of one of those fundamental rules of animation. If it's not in frame, it doesn't exist. But, that being said, where are my chairs? That's not right. There we go. Definitely not an office chair, but at the moment, it is what I've got. Nope, don't. Why did those come with it? Okay, yeah, that is about... okay, yeah, that's way too high. So probably... more like... that looks better. Too bad I need to readjust everything now. Can I... kind of wedge this more into a corner? That looks good. So I'm gonna have the phone here. Coffee cup as well. No, coffee cup can go over there. Filing box can go a little bit that way. I might not actually need a file box. Not file box, filing cabinet, because I was thinking I would have that, but it might be too out of sight that it won't be needed. Like, if it's just going to be behind the chair, no need to waste time modeling it. It's just, for no particular reason other than OCD, make sure that there is a floor. And again, for no particular reason, because it will be entirely out of frame, make sure that it follows the same pattern, just in case reasons. Check that. That is good, because I can make the text here go behind the character and the computer a little bit. So that is a decent height. Okay. Okay, now, yeah, like you said, sticky notes is a good one. Not that, don't do that. Perfect. Almost no effort at all, and that adds more detail. Let's make the coffee cup now, because that is going to be kind of something I want to have used in the animation itself, rather than just like, it's not just going to be decorative. 1 second, need to import more things. So I already made teacups at one point, but they're a little too ornate for an office. I just need to see how big I made them. Okay. do I want to have... I feel like this should have an actual 3D handle rather than just a sprite work. How big are my character's hands? Six, okay. So 5 would actually be a pretty good size for that. Doesn't quite look right to me. Okay. And as much as I don't like having things not on pixels, that's gotta kind of get out of the way. I don't really like it, but it will do. It'll have to do. Okay, move the sticky notes so that they're still in frame. Put them by the gun. Just your average standard office gun. That handle is too skinny. Hang on. I don't like it. Why is it? I don't care why it's there. That looks better. Okay, so coffee cup is... I don't really want to say it's done until... Okay, hang on, I'm going to put an X on that. Don't... Actually, no. Plus sign. I don't know why that's longer than the dash, but I don't... That's not important. I'm going to do the same for the cubicle. I'm going to remove this, because I don't need a filing cabinet. This is... My organization is falling apart. Okay. So the pluses, I'm going to say, mean finished, but needs texturing. The phone is going to be next, because the chair you're not really going to see that much of. I can also remove the tea set now. I guess I can remove the desk. Let's just see what this all looks like. Get rid of the plane. Yeah, okay, I'm liking this. Excuse me. I realize that the phone is a bit more important, but I kind of want to make a calendar. No, I don't. The calendar would require more texturing than modeling, so I'm going to do phone first and then come back to the calendar when because I'm going to try to get all of the texturing done all at the same time. Can I make this what has happened? I make that smooth. It looks really wonky, I think. Hang on. That would be why. That actually does look pretty good. Okay. Now let me just, while I'm here, go into that and take a look at what other props I've already made. See if there's anything that I can reuse. A clock would be nice, but I don't think it's necessary, and I don't really want to model a clock. See, TV wouldn't be useful. Trees don't matter. Wouldn't need that. Doesn't look like I've got... Maybe... I think I've made a desk lamp at some point, but I don't think I'm gonna need that here. Okay, I'm gonna say I don't have anything else I need to append. And there's not really anything that I would have room for. So I'm trying to think again. Light, hang on. Get all of that off. So calendar is going to go there. It will probably be mostly hidden by his head, so it doesn't really matter. The gun and the sticky notes I could probably move over to make room for the phone there. This wall, I feel like I could just make some little sticky notes and just stick them all over things. That'd maybe work. Okay, but now I'm gonna do phone now. Turn off the fog. What is this? Excuse me. And I'll leave the armchair for the moment because I'll probably need that. Just for reference in sizing. You know, even though it's not what I would really have as the plan for the first game I want to try making, this very low effort tile set that I made is actually kind of like it. Actually, no, those are fine there. I've already done that. If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to avoid modeling the phone because it actually requires effort. Okay, I kind of like that model, so I'm just gonna start. How much space do I have on the desk? Actually, before I start modeling anything, let's move the office gun a little bit out of the way. Just about there. Sticky notes too can like kind of... I feel like they should be facing the camera. More like that. Yeah. And then... Oh, that did not clear nearly as much space as I thought it would. Huh. So I've basically got 16 by 16 gap there. I think I can work with that. I feel like I definitely need more sort of anti-demon stuff. Like a cross is a good thing to have for demons. Gun is also pretty good. But I feel like there needs to be something else in there too. just use up the maximum available space here. Let's make the phone first, like the actual phone part. Receiver. Incense may work. However, not really spoilers, as it's kind of fairly apparent in the game when I play it. All of the threats that I'm dealing with seem to be Celtic, kind of like they're all fairies and stuff. That looks... How thick should a phone be? Not very thick. Maybe it's too wide? So I'm trying to think, like, what would be... What is... kind of the stuff you'd use to deal with Celtic creatures? Maybe... Yeah, let's do that. Why? Why have you forsaken me? There we go. Let's make all of this. Cut it down a bit. Oh god, I hate when it does that. Just figures out the triangles the wrong direction, and then it kind of gives weird indents. That's extremely annoying when modeling characters. You think, oh, that looks good, and then you get out of the profile or head-on view, and then it's like, oh god, what have I done? It's his head is weirdly concave or something. That looks good. Runes. Runes are a good one. I was thinking of having like a Celtic knot, because that's actually the logo of the game that I'm going to be playing. But I'm thinking the way I could incorporate that is maybe have it as a screensaver of like the Celtic knot just bouncing from corner to corner in the computer there as a screensaver. So yes, if figuring out how to put runes in would be good. Oh my god, that is an amazing idea. I didn't even... okay, yeah, I'm absolutely doing that. Having, like, a string of sticky notes around with different runes on them, that is a fantastic idea. I'm totally doing that. I don't remember... Hang on, what are the... I'm wondering if I could spell something out with them. They are letters. Kind of. I don't know if they're necessarily... I suppose they are letters. I'm kind of trying to think, like, there's a specific word I'm thinking of. Like, there's types of... I'm trying to think what you would call them. Like, I don't remember where I heard this, so I might be completely wrong, but I believe there's two types of alphabet. There's ones where each letter, where each character represents a sound, and then a different one where each character represents, like, I think a consonant followed by a vowel, but it's both in the same letter or character. And I believe that's called something different than an alphabet when they do that. But I've heard that exactly one time, and then I haven't been able to find the word since, so I might be completely wrong, and that might not actually be a thing. And it's hard to find good pictures of, like, old 80s office phones from the side. Is this phone too big? Oh, that's not right. I think I've got more vertical space than horizontal space, so I could make it a little wider or longer. You know what the last thing I want to do right now is, but I'm really considering it. I saw a video. Oh, right, that... Oh, yeah, I was thinking, like, why is stuff breaking on the music? Not my problem. Yeah, that weird Celtic corner alphabet. Oh, okay. This would be a really cool thing to do, like that, Ogham, or however it's pronounced. That would be a really cool thing to do in, like, the corner of the desk or the cubicle here or there, but I don't think it will be visible because my character is in the way, or the computer will cover up 90% of it, so unfortunately I can't do that, but that would be really cool. I think I'll stick with the sticky note runes. Anyways, trying to figure out this telephone design, because none of them are showing what it looks like from the side. Yeah, I'm gonna do this in a bit of a weird way. I'm gonna make it flat. and then make the base the part that's at an angle. Don't ask me why that's easier for me, but it is. Just in the way that I model things, that is a preferable technique. Yeah, Hogum isn't quite the one I was thinking of. That is an interesting, that would kind of fit the whole Celtic theming and all that. I don't even know if it's necessarily a real thing, because I know that what are the Japanese ones? Not kanji. Hiragana and katakana are what I was describing, but when you look them up on Wikipedia, they don't mention that different alphabet name anywhere in them, so I don't know if, like I said, I might just be completely wrong about that even being a thing that exists. So I'll just ignore that problem. It's not really a problem, and it's not really my concern. I just need to get things modeled. Try to. Perfect. Oh, right, I completely forgot my train of thought previously. What I was going to say was, I don't really want to do this because it's going to be more work than is necessary, but also aesthetically, it would be kind of cool. I saw a video a while ago of how to do cable physics in Blender. So, you just make a physics simulation of a cable, which, oh, that's not correct, isn't necessarily that difficult. So theoretically, I could, like, when my character picks up the phone, I could have it do, like, I could actually have a telephone cord that has actual physics to it. Like, it will stretch and bend and do all of the normal telephone cord things. And that would be really cool to do, except it just adds one more layer of work that I need to deal with. Then again, in the Subnautica outro that I made, I went to the trouble of having, what are they? Curves with a mesh following along them in order to have the little water spouts coming out of the side of the ship, or the life pod. And that was completely unnecessary, but it looked cool. So I'm not necessarily above suffering so that things look neat. Right, Uthark. Uthark? Elder? Yeah, that sounds right. Yes, okay, I was right. Cool. A thing I've wondered for a while is why do we not have... There's certain letters, it would be slightly... not problematic, but mildly inconvenient adding new letters to the alphabet. But honestly, I feel like we kind of need certain letters to be added. Like, how many words have TH in them? Quite a few. That's actually looking pretty good. A lot of words have TH, a lot of them have CH and SH. We should just make those as standalone characters. Like, we already have Thorn from the runic script. A lot of letters are derived from... Are they derived from runes? There's a few. We used to have Thorn. Like, I'm assuming it would have been the Anglo-Saxons, but it might have been around longer than that, too. Like, we used to use have the TH letter. Why is this completely not even remotely lined up to the grid? What has happened? How has this happened? What is wrong with you? Be normal. Like, I can't really think of... I'm not well, since I'm going to be kind of basing the texture size off this grid, each button is going to be like 2 pixels, so I don't think I'll be able to put runes on them. Hang on, let me just take this thing and get it on the desk just to see how it fits. I need to change its pivot point there. Okay, that's perfect. That actually might be good enough. It would have been cool. I just have a very, very low number of pixels to work with. Okay. I think that's sufficient for the telephone. Like, I'll need to, Why are you not... Why are you not... Oh, right, because that's to world origin, not cursor. Thank you. Why is that not... Doesn't matter. Okay, I want to... I'm assuming the part you pick up is the receiver, because you're receiving calls on that. I haven't seen a physical phone or thought about one in so long that I'm not entirely sure which part is which, but that's fine. It's not too important. Okay, good. I miss physical well, not physical phones. I miss landlines. They had a certain aesthetic to them that I just liked. Like, I don't like smartphones very much at all because they've got no aesthetic. They're just a cube, or they're just a rectangle. 6, 1, 2, 3. Oh, why is that so much longer? Something's off with the phone. Hang on. This is not... Okay, there we go. Like, if we... I don't think we have any cell towers in Canada, or at least not in my province, that use 3G anymore. I think they may have taken all of those down. But if they hadn't, I would absolutely... I mean, honestly, I would, if it's possible to get one that works with 5G, I would absolutely be using... Oh, and also if I didn't need my smartphone for my job quite a bit, I would absolutely want a flip phone. They look so much cooler. And they're better too. Like, I don't use the internet on my phone at all, for the most part. I basically use phone call, text, Spotify, and occasionally Discord. Like, if I could have a flip phone that could just do that stuff, that's all I need. Literally nothing else. But I'm not sure there's a network that supports it. Okay. That looks very good. I'm going to switch over to making the textures now. And I will be making calendars still, but at this point it would be easier to make the texture before the calendar itself, so I know how many days I can fit on it and whatnot. So, if my Cintiq will stop having issues. Go. Just gotta adjust my microphone's positioning a bit. Or try to, fail to, whatever. Good enough. Hopefully. How big were the sticky notes? They were... Six by 6. I could maybe expand those. Let's see how many runes I can get on a 6 by 6 square. It would be better if it... Hang on, let me just see what I can do here. So... I'm going to expand it to 8. That would be easier to work with. I can fit more... Maybe 7. Let's just see what I can work with. So the problem is now I need to figure out what I'm going to spell with the runes. Which, if anything, is more of a pain than actually making them. I'm not going to go to the trouble of trying to, like, actually spell something in Norse. Or, God forbid, Celtic or whatever. But I am, at the very least, going to try, you know, like, use them as stand-ins for English letters. I don't know what... Okay, that's another thing that I'm sure has a word for it. When you use, like... You know, you kind of create a new language, but you're just kind of... It's just new letters rather than a full new... Like, you still spell things exactly the same as you would based on their sound, but it's just in a different writing style. That I'm sure has a word, but I can't think of what it is right now. So that's S. That's A. This I can just flip to get another A, but it's an O. I have no clue how that works, but I'm not going to question. Can I? Man, I don't like the way that looks. If I do that, does that work better? Or is it even less comprehensible? It doesn't need to be super comprehensible, it just needs to be clear what the letters, you know, at least close enough. Good enough. You can kind of determine or assume what that is based on the limited options. It's actually very nice that half these letters are just the exact same letter flipped upside down. I need to outline these. I can't see them on the gray background. The biggest concern, not really concern, but issue I'm going to have here very soon. I'm just rearranging these the way this website has them laid out for my own ease. Is the letter G is concerningly close to the I think what the correct way, you know, it's too arms away from the windmill of friendship, let's say that. I don't think YouTube is particularly fond of that. I mean, this letter is already concerning, pushing it slightly, because certain Germans were rather fond of the runic alphabet, which of course in turn made it a problem for everyone else. Which is no fun, because runes are cool. Okay, this is, me getting into my sort of hot takes. I find it very weird that... I have to be careful with what I say, because I'm not sure if certain words get flagged by YouTube. I find it very strange that the mid-century Germans used runes for some of their stuff, and for that reason, now they are kind of almost permanently associated with the mid-century Germans, which then means, oh no, you can't use that because that's a mid-century German symbol. It's like, really? The guys who, you know, were in power for like 10 years at best, and, you know, did some war crimes, which, here's another hot take. They didn't necessarily do anything that bad even for the time. Like, I'm not saying they didn't do bad things, but it's one of those things of like, oh, they're the most evil group in existence. Like, really, they weren't even the most evil group at the time. Like, some of the things the Soviets did, or the Japanese in that exact same time period, mid-century Germans pale in comparison. Like, even... I think this was in Algeria after World War II. Apparently the French did a lot of war crimes. So... I find it weird that it's like them specifically are portrayed as the most evil group ever, even though, like I said, not even for the time. They were pretty much on par with most of the other countries that were doing sketchy shit at the time. It's kind of weird. Anyways, the point I was trying to get across is I find it weird that because the mid-century Germans used runes, then they're associated with them and therefore are evil. The mid-century Germans were only around for 10 years. Never mind that the runes were the alphabet of the entire culture that ransacked and murdered all of Europe for centuries. Like, the Vikings were around way longer and just were a nightmare to deal with for, like, the entire... They existed and made it all of Europe's problem. But no one really cares about that, because it's too far in the past that people don't really think about it, and it's like, whatever. That was ancient problems. This is relevant, recent problems, even though it's like, yeah, it's not really that recent or relevant, but whatever. Not gonna question it. Who cares? Just let me use my cool runes and don't question it. Never mind that they stole basically all of their drip from the, what were they? Prussians, the Prussian Hussars. They stole all of their drip. It's, which is annoying because the Hussars look awesome. Like, look up, the Death's Head Hussars. They look awesome. They got, like, the big furry hat, the skull and crossbones. Like I said, the mid-century Germans stole their entire look from them. because they kind of thought that they were rebuilding the... Were the Austro-Hungarians and the Prussians the same thing? I'm not too sure about that. They might have been. Maybe just at a different time period. I can't remember. Yeah, they stole their entire look, which sucks because, again, now you can't associate anything with that look because you're the bad guys from World War II. Never mind that the... Again, they literally just stole the entire look. Which is enraging because it is such a cool look. How long am I going to ramble about this thing that YouTube probably doesn't like me rambling about and jeopardizing my channel? Probably too long. Oh well. Okay, now I just need to make this funky looking R. No, stop switching to the goddamn thing. Close enough. Good enough. Close enough for government work. And now the windmill of friendship. How do I make this without YouTube screaming at me? That's too big. You know, here's another fun thing on the same topic. How many times has someone from Austria started some shit, and then everyone blamed Germany for it? More often than you'd think. At least twice. That is... I feel like I'm really pushing it with that with that rune. YouTube is not gonna be pleased. Because yeah, you can like blame the Germans for World War II if you want. They were kind of the main guys, but the person who started it was an Austrian. And I believe Archduke Ferdinand was Austrian too, wasn't he? Or was it the assassin who was Austrian? Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. Yep, he was Austrian. So... yeah, it's just one of those things. The Austrians like to start shit, and then the Germans end up getting blamed for it. Which is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit hilarious. But at the same time, I get the feeling they're not very happy about the situation of Austria. Just like, oh, it was them. Look at them. We're the friendly mountain Germans. Mountain Germans? Or are they the swamp Germans? I can't remember. One of the no, the Swiss are the mountain Germans. The Austrians are the swamp Germans. I can't remember where I heard that term, but I just find it hilarious, so I will continue to use it. Okay, so the phone... I really shouldn't be doing this... Wait, no, what am I doing? Calendar. Need to make a calendar. I have actually a decent amount of space to work with. Can't help but notice that my stream has kind of lost all interactions. Sure hope nothing went horribly awry with that. I need a calendar. What does an office calendar look like? how do I make this? Okay, let's figure this out. Okay, January. How many days are in January? That's a stupid question, but you know, you'd think I would know this, but the fact is, I just simply don't. It's not really something I feel the need to keep in my head. How many days are in a given month? Because if you think about it, it's not actually that important to know. I think... No, never mind. I'm not going to continue down that train of thought. I've already rambled about the bad guys from World War II enough. I don't need YouTube breathing down my neck even more. 5... That looks way too... Okay, hang on. Extend... this way... Shit, that's already way too big. Damn it. Is it? Yes, it is. Way too big. Okay. Crap. What if I... It's going to be a very squished calendar, but such is life. Why am I not making these white? Why am I making them off gray? That doesn't help me in any real way. It might be better for the texturing later, but for the moment it's causing me problems. Now... what do I put on the calendar? Because it's going to be one of those little flip down ones that has some kind of image on it. Let's put those together like that. Perfect. What kind of image should it have? Something Celtic related. Maybe like a... How much do I have to work with? I've got 19 by 12 pixels to make a somehow comprehensible picture. Great. Why do I always do this to myself with my goddamn resolution requirements? Or fixation? That would be... If I can... Alright, I'm gonna go for that. I highly doubt I'll be able to make that fit. But here we go. This might actually work perfectly. Nope. Select the right color. Go. And now the other hand is strangling a snake. As is quite normal, I imagine, for... I don't know, ancient pagan deities. Well, it works. I mean, I'll admit that the calendar entity looks slightly more like Baphomet than, oh, who is this guy? Kiernanos? That... Who's the green man? Pretty sure it's Kiernanos. Chernanos or Kernanos. Whatever, one of those two. However, I did point that out once, when I was in college. We had an art history class. It was really dumb. Extremely. It was so pretentious. I hated it. It was more or less complete nonsense 90% of the time. But whatever, I needed it for I got my points, so what does it matter, right? What was I getting at? Yeah, there was, we were looking at the Celtic art at one point, and I did point out to the teacher that, when you see the picture of this green man, pagan deity, it does bear a strange resemblance to Baphomet, just in the form, because it's like you've got some kind of pagan god with two horns, technically antlers in this case, has the hands up position. The one is, both hands are up instead of one pointing up and one down, sitting kind of cross-legged, facing straight on. It's like, that's very, very much like Baphomet, which is interesting, because, there's another pagan deity of ill repute. I don't know. Okay, don't quote me on this. I can't remember if Baphomet was even a real thing that was worshipped, or if that was, because I think that was the pagan god / devil that the Templars were accused of worshipping in order for the church to say, hey, you guys are getting slightly concerningly powerful here. How about we take you down a peg via genocide? Which, that's one way of doing it. Was that the Black Friday thing? No, not Black Friday. That's the shopping one. Friday the 13th. Was that when they killed all the Templars? Or was that something else? Not the franchise. Okay, it was. Some cite the arrest of Knights Templar on Friday, October 13th, 1307, as the origin of the Friday the 13th superstition. Not sure if that's true, but, that's one of the potential origins of it. So yes, it was because the church really got away with that whole bit of propaganda, and no one really questioned it, which is kind of shocking. Like, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, hang on, I need to count something. 2, 3, 4. Why 9? Make that taller. Perfect. I believe the reason was because the Templars were getting a little bit more powerful than the church wanted, because, at the time, it's the church that's supposed to be holding the power, not some band of knights who kind of started the banking system. So they got a little bit pissy about that and decided, hey, what if we just, accuse them of some good old-fashioned heresy and use that as an excuse to appropriate their wealth and burn all of them because they are causing us some slight inconvenience. And it just worked, because I'm sure there were a lot of other people, lords and nobles and all that, who were like, hey, those Templars do indeed have a lot of money. It sure would be convenient if some of that just happened to, disappear while we were purging the heretics, so-called heretics. And yeah, I'm sure that probably helped them quite a bit in their crusade against literally the good guys. Anyways, my point of them getting away with it is, like, you look at Assassin's Creed or any of the kind of conspiracy-related stuff, basically everyone kind of agrees that, yeah, the Templars are the bad guys. There's some evil Illuminati-like group that controls the world, and they're the bad guys about everything, despite the fact that they were just persecuted because they had more money than the church. And everyone kind of just let it slide, which sucks. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't know, they did legitimately, why can I not, there we go, create the banking system. They were the first ones. I think the way they did it was when they were, going on their treks to the Holy Land. It was a little bit difficult because there were, robbers and all sorts of people of ill repute roaming the lands at the time, and you couldn't really guarantee that you weren't going to get mugged on the way to Jerusalem, which is not a very good way to start your pilgrimage. So the Templars were the first to make, I think at one point they started off, or the way they started was that they were escorting people through the unreputable lands and helping them, get safely to their destination. But also, that's a little bit of a problem sometimes if you, are strapped for people, or, there's currently a war with the Saracens going on. So instead what they did was they created banknotes and just said, okay, here, when you get to Jerusalem or Damascus or any of the cities that are currently Akar? I don't know. I don't know who had what. I'm basing my geographical knowledge of the land at that period exclusively off of the first Assassin's Creed game. I don't know what the, who owned what territory at what time and all that stuff. Anyways, I need to count again to make sure my pixels are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 8. So these just said, okay, when you're leaving Europe, go to one of the Templar offices, or whatever it is we have, and tell them that you're going to the Holy Land. Give them however much money you want to take to the Holy Land, and they will give you a Templar banknote, essentially. And then you carry that off to Jerusalem. If you get robbed, they will look at this banknote and realize, shit, this says specifically this person who we're trying to rob can take this amount of money. We're not this person, so we can't really, you can't exchange a check for someone else is the thing. So worked out great for them. And then I guess they would just be like, oh, fuck it, I guess we can't rob this guy. Probably not. I mean, the robber might still kill you just out of spite, but, you can't fix everything. Anyways, you get to Jerusalem or wherever you're going, and you go to the nearest Templar office and say, hey, here is this banknote I have from the Templar office in Europe, and they'll just give you back the money that you are owed based on what you gave them. Like, they actually had a banking system that allowed for safe transit of people and their money across, ridiculously vast distances for that time period. And then the church decided to smite them because their schemes or their things were going just a little bit too well for them. And that kind of sucks. But, it happens. People... It isn't actually that. However, at the same time, I'm just going to go off on all kinds of rants about stuff. so don't mind me. This is just what I do. I was watching the other day this video, or not video, documentary, I guess, on the TV about witch trials that occurred in Sweden, which apparently is actually a weird topic because the Swedes didn't really have witch trials. They didn't participate in that really, and you know, so you know, they didn't really much care for it. It didn't come up in their it just didn't really come up. Well, you know, the rest of Europe was out purging the witches and the heretics. Sweden wasn't really, and it was kind of propaganda-y. It was a little bit, I don't know. I wasn't too big of a fan of it because it seemed it was very obviously biased in a certain way. But the thing that I find funny is they wanted to make it, like, you could tell that they were trying to make it out like the church were these evil, insane, you know, heretic hunting, crazy people. We're just out here to find witches wherever they may be and kill them on sight. But then it goes into detail about how basically what actually happened was, or what kept happening, is one priest would kind of get a little bit into the whole witches idea, start seeing witches everywhere, and then just go on a one-man crusade against the witches that he presumes are in his village, and would just kind of basically, the witch trials seemed to me to be one priest went rogue and made it everyone's problem. And it was kind of trying to portray this as like, oh, look at the evil things that the church did. And then it's like, yeah, but then you immediately follow that up with the local governors and you know, the main body of the church found out about this guy's one-man crusade against witches and responded with, you did what? You murdered how many people? What the fuck is wrong with you? Get your ass back here. We're putting you, like, we're giving you shit for this because you kind of just went off on your own and just murdered like 10 people in a village because you were convinced that they were witches, you absolute psychopath. So that's how it kept going, and they kept trying to act like it was, oh, a big persecution thing, and all these witches were getting attacked by, you know, the state and the church. It's like, no, it kept being one guy who went rogue and caused a whole bunch of problems. So yeah, the church was actually not that bothered about the witches in certain cases. There was, oh god. Oh no. Oh, Blender just crashed. Oh my god, when did I save last? Uh-oh. Oh good, not that long ago. Never mind, it's all good. Everything's fine. I can continue talking about witches. I think this was in a Wendigoon video? I can't exactly remember, but there was this one case where a whole convent of nuns somehow got the idea in their head, whoops, that's not right, that one of them was a witch, and then they started kind of losing their minds. So naturally, a witch hunter had to show up, and it's like, alright, what the hell is going on with these nuns losing their mind? Got there, and then and also keep in mind, this was a convent for basically noblemen's, I think, like, daughters and stuff, and, you know, important, it was a high-class nunnery. So, like, very, very influential people's daughters and all that. And they kind of just started losing it. And, you know, when this witch hunter shows up, he's like, all right, so I hear there's a witch here or some shit. I don't know what's going on. And they just immediately, one of them, I guess, said, oh, that's me. I'm the witch. I made a pact with the devil. And then the next nun would say, no, it was actually me. I'm the witch. I did all of this stuff. And then the whole coven? That's witches. No, convent. The whole convent basically all started confessing to being witches and saying that everyone else was lying and that they're actually the real witch, and just kind of going off on this. And this poor confused witch hunter, I guess, sent a letter back to the Vatican and was just like, okay, so I've got this convent full of like 80 women who are all claiming to be witches. I'm gonna say we burn them all. Just start lining up the stakes and start frying. What do you say to that? How's that sound? And the church rightfully responded back, how about you calm down a second here. That let's not exterminate an entire convent of nuns because they're having a little bit of a woman moment. Let's just play this cool for a bit. And they did. They didn't. They decided not to burn an entire convent of nuns, which probably wouldn't have been the coolest thing to do. So yeah, they didn't do that, and then eventually I think the problem just kind of resolved itself. I think they determined that it was actually the head nun, headmistress, whatever you want to call her, who kind of started the little schizo episode, mass hysteria sort of thing. And I don't know, they just beat her with a stick a little bit, and then she calmed down, and then all the other nuns were like, oh, I guess we're not actually witches. And then the witch hunter was like, okay, that was weird, don't do it again, please, I'm going home now, and then just left, and the problem was resolved. So yeah, like, admittedly, there were a lot of real witch hunts. Like, there were a lot of how many people? I think in Europe they killed like how many people did die in the witch hunts? Yes. Oh. So, very broadly, about 30 to 60,000 people. Okay, yeah, it was a Wet Nagoon vid, I thought so. That's another thing I find funny. The Americans... Oh, I guess I should switch back to the other tab. Hang on. Hang on a second. Just noticed something. What was I saying? Something about nuns. Was it about nuns? Witch trials. Yeah, the Americans sure like to act like they had a crazy witch trial sort of thing. Like, just because of Salem. Salem was actually pretty chill, all things considered. Like, not that much happened there. Yes, a few people were executed. But I think in total, there was like... what would have been? I think like 30 people got... That's the wrong texture. Office props, there it is. I think only 30 people were actually convicted. I think maybe 12 of them were killed. Like, it was... for a witch trial, it was a shockingly low death toll. And people really like to hype it up as like some big thing. I don't think even that many of the victims were women, like they like to claim. The most famous guy, more weight guy, Giles Corey, the biggest Chad around, the guy who was having rocks piled on him until he confessed to being a witch, and he just kept saying, fuck you, add more weight. You're not getting a confession out of me, I didn't do shit. And he stuck to his guns and died being crushed by rocks, and that is pretty based. It's like, no, I don't care if the state is going to try to torture a confession out of me. I don't give a shit. This is not on, and I will not stand for this. Pretty awesome. I like him. Yeah, that's the other thing, on the random ramblings about witches and stuff, because I've got nothing else to talk about at the moment, is that whole thing that witches are women is, I think, a fairly new concept. Like, a witch was, I think, just anyone who made a pact with the devil and received magical powers because of it. Like, a witch could have been a man or a woman. That it was not a gendered term until I don't know when, but fairly recently, I think. I mean, now we generally call them like sorcerers or warlocks or something, but at the time they would have just, I think, called everyone a witch. Anyways, I'm actually making progress, believe it or not, on this thing. I don't think we're going to get any animation done tonight, unfortunately, because I had a lot more modeling to do than I thought, and I'll probably have to do, excuse me, more modeling even after this, because I've got, not modeling, texturing. I haven't gotten the phone textured yet. 23 by 32, okay. Don't mind me rambling about numbers. I may be going on weird rants about stuff, but I'm not about to go into numerology quite yet. That'll have to be for another time. It is kind of an interesting topic, though. I mean, yes, it is a little bit schizophrenic in the whole seeing numbers and patterns and everything, and generally it's not actually there, and they're just losing their mind. Well, not really losing their minds. They're just seeing patterns where none exist. Except for the times that they are, which is always a weird thing. Okay, we're going back to witches for a little bit, because I can't stop myself. They like to act. Here's a weird thing. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's good. Don't mind me. Yeah, OCD. Definitely strong OCD vibes. Stronger than I have, but my OCD and autism is exclusively related to pixel art, which is probably a good thing. Anyways, the point I was going to make about witches, no one ever, they act like it was some big thing where, you know, they were trying to murder a bunch of witches, which they totally were, and that it was, you know, just them kind of losing their minds about paranoia and saying that, you know, everyone's a witch, there's witches under every rock and all that stuff. No one really talks about, okay, but what if there were witches? Like, I'm not saying actual people who were casting spells and riding around on broomsticks, but, like, pagan cults. They could have been a pagan cult or something at that time that was doing some weird, you know, sacrifices to Baphomet or Moloch or whatever it is they do. Like, it's just one of those weird things to think of. Like, there could have been at least a couple real witches in there, or people who believed that they were real witches. That is totally possible. I have lost that material. Is this it? That is not it. Shit. What is this? Material 6. I really should name my materials rather than just... Wait, this is material 6. What the hell? Why are you not... Oh wait, do I need to assign the why is this texture not showing up? What is wrong with you? Have I fucked up? Material 6 is... Oh, wait, wait, what is Material 6? That's the fog. I'm an idiot. I need Material 9. I really need to number these better. There we go. There's Kernanos. I've completely lost track of what I was talking about now. I'm gonna stop rambling about witches and all that stuff. I need to model a witch, actually, for my main channel videos. Eventually there is gonna be, I want a witch character, so I need to do that. I need to model a lot of characters. Currently, as a little spoiler for some of the projects I might be working on in the future, I am modeling a goblin, and it is going shockingly well. Slightly cursed looking in the face, but, you know, it's a goblin. That's generally to be expected. But yeah, it's going good. I'm getting a good, well, I say a good set of monsters. I've got 2 monsters. I've got a skeleton and a goblin that is not currently finished. But it's going good. Progress is being made, and progress on what you shall find out in the future. Possibly, maybe, not promising a goddamn thing because I'm not, that's a bad idea. Possibly game related. But we'll see. Alright, calendar achieved. We've got Jesus, we've got calendar, now sticky notes. How would I add, and what do I do with them? In case you haven't noticed, I have completely given up on trying to form coherent thoughts, and I'm just, whatever comes out of my mouth is what I say. I'm just rambling nonsense. First thing that sounds like a word, I will say and not question it. Which is probably a bad idea. I feel like that's a good way to end a YouTube career before it starts. To just say the first thing that comes to mind. But, you know, sometimes that's how it goes. I'm gonna just shut up and place runes now. Oh good, that is the right way. Still have not figured out what I'm going to be spelling with these runes, unfortunately. That may cause slight issues. And it crashed again. Sometimes Blender has a real habit of crashing, and I don't know why. Like, sometimes it's completely the most stable thing ever, and then sometimes it'll crash multiple times, like, within minutes. Man, stream is kind of laggy at times, isn't it? It's weird. Let me see if I can shove this file box underneath the desk. Why did the bone just come detached from it? That is okay. That's normal. Oh, that actually works pretty good. Okay, I have gotten a consensus from... Wait. Fuck. Shit. Dude, the... Wait. Armanin ruins? What the fuck are that? Is that? Are 18 pseudo ruins? Fuck. Hang on. Okay, I need to find which one is a C or a K. Those are Anglo-Saxon runes. Those could work. Ah, okay, that'll work. So I need a... You are inside the wall now, aren't you? You are indeed. Stop it. Okay, so you are going to be... this one that does not exist on my... Back to the textures. I am having issues. Okay. Which one's the O? Where's it? Yeah, where did I put that? There it is. I lost a tab for a second. That's not the right. God damn, I have too many windows open at the same time. Starting to become a problem. Okay, what's the closest thing I can find to an O in this nightmare of lines? That's not the same symbol that I... Shit. That is another problem I didn't take into account with runes, is they're not consistent, it seems. It seems like everyone's got their own version of them. And it's kind of hard to tell which ones are legit and which ones are just essentially pagan LARPers. Which is kind of cringe. I think we can all agree. Okay, so that O is the Odell, which is another one of those symbols that the mid-century Germans had to take and use, and now I'm concerned about being able to use it on YouTube, but at this point I honestly don't care. If they've got a problem with it, they can fight me. That looks like crap. Hang on. Let's do that, and then... close enough. Close enough. No, I can do better. Let's just do this. That is exactly what I had before. Good enough. R I've already got. And that I do have, yay. That goes there. You can go... there. You get to be an R. And you are this letter, I think. Yes. Perfect. The sticky note word of power is corn. Because of course it is. What is this symbol? This symbol is apparent. Oh, no, there it is. Z. Okay. I need more sticky notes. I need a Rubik's Cube. That's what I need on this desk. No, I don't. I don't want to make a Rubik's Cube. Okay, I'm gonna look through my props again, see if there's anything else I need. And I need to save because I don't trust this not to crash again. Some props. Oh, hang on, I need to texture the mug first. Why is... Oh, right, because that must have happened before I... or after I saved, and everything crashed and burned and caused me grief. That 1, 2, 3, 4. That also occurred after the crash. Endless pain. I didn't assign the oh, God damn it. Why is that not even remotely close? Are you... Why? No, it is. I'm just wrong. Never mind. Pay no attention to the nonsense that I am saying. Okay. After this and one minor edit, I think the coffee cup is done. I mean, I'm gonna retexture it a little bit because I think I want something on the cup itself. I just haven't decided what and how detailed it's gonna be. Guess I gotta texture the phone now. It's just that in the cubicle, and then I'm done, and unfortunately, as much as I really kind of would have liked to do some animating this one, that's just not gonna happen. I don't think, like, I've only got 40 minutes, 20 minutes left in the stream, so I won't be able to do any actual animation this time. But whatever. I'm not really sure how interesting animating is to watch when you're I mean, it's probably kind of interesting, I would imagine, seeing the process of it. But there's also a lot of tedium to it as well, so it's kind of hard to say. I still need to make the office chair. Shit. I completely forgot about that. Well, crap. That's gonna minorly cause me major problems. That's not the right thing to do. Go. Rotate. Yes, save constantly. I think it's crashed twice now on the stream, so I'm not taking any chances. How's that look? That's better. I am going to change one thing here, which is add more vent. Because you can't actually, that's shit. Can't actually see the vent from that perspective. Why are you refusing to work? You stupid bastard. Are you? Why are you not letting me? Paint? No? What the hell? Alright, that... Is it... Wait, is it simply because I'm going at it from the wrong side? It was because I was going at it from the wrong side. However, that means I need to go, like... that. Right? Good enough. There we go. Sure. Yeah, that's correct. Is it? It is. Yes. Sure, I'm gonna go with yes. I can't be bothered to care. Okay. Just check something. If I can make a model, or texture rather. Guess I gotta texture the phone now, because other than making the chair, I think the phone is the last thing I need to make. But other than that, this is a good looking office. I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, let me turn on the... Oh, is the fog on? Good. Oh yeah, it is. God, that's bright without the fog. Yeah, the fog definitely adds to the, kind of slightly creepy feel of it. I'm really trying to avoid doing the phone. I don't know why. It's one of those things where at the moment I just feel like I can't be bothered. Got 10 minutes left in the stream. Do I have time for that? Do I want to have time for that, or do I just want to say, good enough, I made a whole bunch of things. Let's just take the win. I kind of do, but I also don't. So... let's at least try to get something. Okay, so it's... So 9 by 14. Okay. And where was I keeping all of those images? For reference. There we go. Okay. And... I think the whole phone was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, 14? Wait. Was I... Shit. I was wrong. It's 14 by 18. Bigger than I was expecting it to be. Why is that still only 16? Really? Okay, wow, that's... I can't... No, I must be wrong, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I was... I thought I was wrong there. Turns out I wasn't in the slightest, which... isn't necessarily good for me. It's not bad, but... you know... almost prefer if I was wrong. Because then that gives me slightly less work to do. Not that... drawing pixels is a lot of work, but whatever. Yeah, no, that's about... nah, I'm gonna keep that. Looking at... did I... no, everything's fine. I thought something had gone horribly awry, but it is... it was just the perspective. Thank God. Completely lost track of what I'm doing. I just kind of zoned out for a second. Okay, so that's 4. Is anything that I'm saying even, or anything that I'm doing comprehensible? Or are you just hearing me saying things like mentioning numbers without any real context as to what the numbers represent and just thinking that I'm possibly losing my mind? Because it sort of feels like that sometimes. Oh well. If that's how it is, so be it. Oh, shit. Right. Layers. I think I'm just gonna texture what I currently have. Hope that that lines up. Yeah, that's fair. I was more just wondering if, you know, even when someone isn't focused on the game, you know, whatever they're doing, if I'm comprehensible. I sometimes wonder that, but then again, technically, that is not my problem if I'm not. Well, it's kind of, I mean, it's not ideal if I'm incomprehensible. However, at the same time, it's one of those things where if being incomprehensible somehow gets views, then so it is. Here I go rambling again. Just to fill this space with words. Okay, which parts do I not want? That and that. Well, that's good at least. At least, at least something from my nonsense is getting through clearly. That is a pretty good looking phone, except for the poorly textured part. It's not quite how I was hoping that would. I can still work with that. Okay. I think that's going to be it for now. I've still got the phone receiver to model and then see if I can figure out the little telephone cable physics and if I even want to do that. And I still need to model a chair. And then I need to animate. But that is gonna be a problem for later. It's going good, like, oh, and I need to texture the cubicle as well, but that shouldn't be too hard since it's just a big bunch of planes. I don't necessarily even need to do the outside or the bottom of the desk. I just need to texture the parts that can be seen, which is always nice. it looks good. Like, it's very comprehensible, which is kind of the most important thing. I think I just need to... Like I said, I definitely need to change the color and add some materials to the desk, because at the moment everything's too white and it's all kind of blending together. But if I deal with that, I think it will look pretty perfect. So with that, I am going to be ending the stream now and doing something. I don't know what. Maybe going to sleep, but probably almost certainly not. I would do... Yeah, when is the next time I'm going to be streaming? The 27th. So that's going to be the last stream of the year. Okay. That's probably going to be Abiotic Factor or something like that. Who knows? Yeah, so I guess I'll end that there. Thank you for dropping by, and yeah, of course, Merry Christmas to everyone. I will be streaming one more time before the end of the year, so I won't say Happy New Year yet, but yeah, definitely Merry Christmas. Thank you for coming by. I'm trying to remember how to do my outro. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please press all the buttons and follow me in all the places. And subscribe. And also, yay, I made it to 200 subscribers before the end of the year. Oh yeah. Better than last year, where I made it to 100 subscribers the day after the new year, which was pain. But whatever, yeah. Good night, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and thank you for stopping by. See ya. Good night.